So a quick review of the Forma Cape Horn boot. This is a protective motorcycle boot. You're here because you're interested in learning more about it. The reason I got these is I have rather large calves and I was told that these would fit. I also want to show you a few things that I didn't see in other video reviews when I was doing research on these. To me, they're not the worst looking boot, but they're also not the best looking boot. This stuff here, when you see it on the shift panel here, I don't really love that look. I guess it matches the bottom as far as the tread pattern goes, but that tread is also pretty wimpy. It's not going to dig into the mountain if you're trying to help your buddy get unstuck. Let me show you the opening. There are two Velcros at the top of this, which makes a much bigger, wider opening that you can get into, and it gives you a little bit more adjustability. But not like I was hoping, because if you try to push this piece out, it's, all you're doing is giving yourself some shin room. And then over here, you'll see now that the Velcro at the top, up in here, you hear that? That's rubbing on your skin if you don't have socks that go that high. It's not the most comfortable thing for larger calves. But if you have smaller calves and you line up that Velcro the way it fits well on somebody with smaller legs, then the Velcro up here stops being an issue. It gets more level with it. Because when you're pushing it forward to fit your larger legs, it tilts the whole object forward, leaving you with this big exposed area. This is the boots on me, and you can see that I've got fairly large calves, and this is how I've had to kind of expose it on either side for my legs to fit. But this Velcro, it just scratches the hell out of the edge of my calf, which isn't great. But something I thought you'd like to see is the flex in the boot. So you can lean back pretty far, you can lean forward pretty far, and you can bend the toe relatively easily. You can't really roll your ankle in these, which is great. There's a lot of good protection, and there's hard TPU here, and in the toe, and on the sides. And this is a pretty squishy area on top of your foot. I thought it was a little Napoleon Dynamite, if I'm honest, but, they're not the greatest looking things on earth, but you can dance in them if you wanted to. But this is how they look just walking by. They are pretty comfortable to walk in. They're not that stiff. There is some adjustability in these that I wanted to share with you too. So just the way these guys plug in, you can pull this whole piece out. Then you can see all the adjustability on here. So if you have smaller feet or smaller legs, you can, notch it up. But for me, when you're looking at these on my leg, I have it at the very farthest in setting, or farthest out rather, so that I get the maximum amount of space for my legs. The footbed in these is remarkably bad. I mean, if you could see how thin this is. I mean, it's hilariously thin. It's slightly thicker than a piece of paper, but not even quite as thick as cardboard. So you're definitely going to want to replace these little insoles. As far as sizing goes, I wear a size 11. The size chart said 45 for me, and they fit pretty well. I think if I'd gone a size down, they'd have been very uncomfortable. And if I'd gone a size up, they'd have been a little too loose. So pretty spot on size chart. I'm going to give you a shot of them on the bike. This is a Yamaha Tenere 700. 2022 model year. Just to give you a feel for how they look on the bike. So the conclusion on these boots is they are a bang for the buck kind of boot. You're getting a lot of protection at a pretty fair price and a lot of flexibility for people with larger calves. My calves are 19.5 inches in diameter, so that would fit most people, I would imagine, and if you've got bigger legs than mine, you'd still be able to put these on. So they're a good option, but keep in mind that Velcro is going to rub on your skin at the top, and you may want to either cut that off or do something to cover that portion of it up, or just wear really long, like knee-high socks when you ride. I'd also mention that the name Cape Horn, apparently when I say it in front of my kids, does not sound like Cape Horn. They laugh their butts off because they hear something very different, and I'll leave that to your imagination. Let's just say they asked, "What kind of boots do you want?"